The message: polar bear populations have been declining along with the sea ice for some time, but it's delivered in a community seemingly overrun by polar bears.
Internationally, polar bears are the species that people want to come and see.
Scientist Andrew DeRoche has spent his career studying polar bears. The University of Alberta professor of biological science has studied polar bears across Canada's north, and he's been more outspoken than most about the peril the big bear is under.
There is a great concern out there that the bears are disappearing.
It's true. Right now, if you look globally, we probably have 20 to 25,000 bears in the whole Arctic.
That number comes from the Polar Bear Specialist Group, a group composed of researchers from the 5 circumpolar nations: Canada, Greenland, Denmark, Norway, Russia, and the United States. Its mandate was to develop a special action plan for polar bears. DeRoche is a long-standing member and past chair.
Our estimations is that we probably won't have polar bears in Churchill once we get out to mid-century, and it could happen a lot before that as well.
Right. So what's the worst case scenario for some of these populations?
They could be gone in a couple of years. Our estimations are that we could, if we had a very early melt and a very late freeze, we could see up to 50% mortality in a single year.
DeRoche and scientists like him base their bear population numbers largely on mark recapture estimates. Polar bears are caught, tranquilized,
16.2,
and marked before being released. Some are fitted with radio tracking collars. When another group is captured, the number of marked bears they find is used to try and determine the population. But it's not exact science. In fact, inside the politics of polar bears, it's controversial. Not everyone in the scientific community agrees polar bears are in decline. Back in Churchill, the polar bear jail is full. The conservation officers are going flat out. The tourists are driven in by the busload to watch the show. And it grows even more curious. Just last year, here's what Environment Canada had to say about our polar bear population. The polar bear does not have a small wild population. It does not have a restricted area of distribution, and no marked decline has been observed. Officials in Nunavut say the same thing.